So pretty, and yet so evil. Oh, early morning poodle dog bush dodging. Oh my. I just decided to take the trail instead of the road, but hopefully these guys are almost done. Everything with purple flowers is evil. There was a burn in this area sometime, which is why the poodle dog bush is thriving so well. Today is going to be my longest mile day yet, and I think it's supposed to be a 21-mile day, but I don't really want to do a 21 before I've done a 20, so I hopped on the road for just a little bit to shave off just enough, I think. It's a whole field of poodle dog bush. When I first saw poodle dog bush, I thought that it must have been sprayed and that was why it was so dead at the bottom. But all of them are like that, so this must be some natural part of how they grow. Oh my gosh, it's everywhere. As far as the eye can see. I just walked through the poodle dog bush meadow, and there were some truly impressive specimens in there. But right as I got to the tallest, most dense section of it, there was someone camped right in the middle, surrounded by poodle dog. All right, today's oatmeal is freeze-dried apples that I'm soaking and some milk powder, and I still have this berry powder. It's lasting me forever. Okay, usually I've been doing chia seeds first, but they're too powerful. So this time I soaked everything else first, and I'm gonna do the chia seeds on top. Here's the burn. You can see right where the edge of it is. For a good part of this day, I think there's going to be a lot of oak trees, which means shade for me. The guy said this was for the antenna at the top of the hill. It's a drill for making the holes for the foundation, but it has to stop and cool down on the way down. Number 2. That retaining wall is working very hard. Getting back into the pine trees too. There's been some cleared out areas like this where they're trying to repopulate with little pine trees. There's so many oaks in this area. I've seen so many live oaks, the ones that are a little more scrubby. So it's fun to go through kind of oak trees that have just one trunk. This pine cone's still green. Making a quick detour to Sawmill Campground. Added some pumpkin seeds as well. Finally eating my oatmeal. Here's break number 3, I think. This bug right here. It's so annoying. It's one bug, but it goes so fast and it's so loud. It's right next to my ear. Could you stop? Recently, it has taken to, it'll leave entirely and I'll forget that it's there. And then it'll come zooming back and it'll try to go right up into my hood. So I have to hide. It's such an annoying bug. None of the other bugs in this entire state have been this disrespectful to me. and then it's gone. It'll be back in 3 business minutes. And then I looked up and a lizard was just like charging straight at me, and I went, ah! And then it went past me and then right up the tree. I think I must be invading a bunch of people's homes right now. Maybe that's why they're all after me. There's something in this underbrush. I think it's a bunch of tiny little bugs. They sound like the tiniest raindrops falling, but only when I'm walking, and then when I stop, they stop. There they go, and then they stop. No idea what they are, I can't see them. The bug at the breakfast spot does remind me of all of the reasons I'm really grateful for the desert. There's been a few bugs, but overall the bug pressure is very light. Later on in trail, there's going to be some heavy mosquitoes. And even though it's really hot, it means that the mornings are warm and easy and the nights are pleasant. And even though there's long water carries, the dryness means that my feet are always perfectly dry. And also the desert is not flat, but it's also not too crazy with the elevation either. It's pretty gentle overall. Here's the drainage infrastructure for what is probably a road back up there. This one's called a cobwebby thistle because of all these little cobwebs on it. I like this one. It says, "May Karen watch over you as you enjoy these sometimes dangerous trails." There's poodle dog bush. As the far out comments say, think skinny thoughts. Yeah. I made it 500 miles! I'm gonna see if someone else a little later on has built a more durable sign. Here we go. Beautiful. Oh, 500 miles. Oh, that's so exciting. 500 miles. It really feels like a real thru hike, a full gigantic adventure. I mean, it's always, but anyway, it feels bigger now. There's the trail. Back in the burn area. Some cirrus clouds where the tails just kind of hang down and don't change. That means not too much temperature difference. But over here, where the tails go off the other way, that means there's different wind speeds, so maybe weather. But it doesn't really rain out here, so I don't know what it means. It suddenly got really hot and really uphill. But I'm really happy to be out here, even though I'm covered all over in sweat. I can't breathe coming up this hill. Oh, but there is nowhere I would rather be right now. I just had a great nap here in the hottest part of the day, and I might stay a little longer because it's still really hot. I'm adding electrolytes to my water, and sometimes I think the flavors are just suggestions of what foods you should think about while you're drinking it, because honestly, they all taste the same. There's been a lot of uphill trudging in the heat, and then I come into shade, and then some more uphill in the heat, and then the shade doesn't come back for a while. See any dead mice is the question. I don't see any. I'm just gonna go for it. Oh yeah. I think I figured out what the cloud signs mean. They mean that it is going to rain somewhere in a 50-mile radius of me. It's not going to rain on me because I'm on the Pacific Crest Trail. I'm coming down into Bear Campground. This is break number 5, I think. I've been hanging out with my wind shirt on my legs because of all the little tiny bugs. This tiny little green bug. I was going to pull out my app, make sure I'm going the right way, leaving the bear camp, but there's hiker footprints. That's definitely right. Why did the snake cross the road today? So I don't need to grab water here, but this is one of the types of water sources. I think it's called a guzzler. The water is just down deep in there. Okay, it's 5:30 p.m. The sun is weak, the shade is strong, and it's almost all downhill from here. So pretty relaxed day to do a 20. I love when the low-lying sun lights up the leaves from behind. They're so pretty. You gotta choose left or right, bud. Because I'm coming straight down the trail after you. Alright, good choice, good choice. Itty bitty little guy. I really love this Oki section. It's just so different from anything else on trail for hundreds of miles. It feels like I've just been transported completely out of the desert. I'm coming down to the desert floor, and tomorrow is Aqueduct Day, or Aqueduct Night, because I will not be hiking it when the sun is up. So yeah, I'll hang out down there sometime in the afternoon tomorrow, and then the aqueduct just cuts straight across. No shade, no elevation, no nothing, just aqueduct and desert, and then you get into the mountains and go off that way. I think that is the funniest looking bush. It's interesting pine trees in this area. And they might be Coulter. My app says gray pine. Break number 6 and the last of the day. I think I know why I loved hitting the 500-mile marker today, because that's a number that I get really excited about on a normal thru hike. It's a big, really round number, and so it feels like I'm finally getting to celebrate the big things, not just the little things, which of course is a matter of perspective according to your own personal history. But I've been celebrating all the little things and been really proud of myself, of course, but it feels really good to be celebrating big things. And I think I'm also starting to feel normalcy, is that a word? Start to settle down on me in a very comforting way. Like all of my baselines are starting to calibrate back to what I'm used to. And it's feeling a lot less like every minute of my day is this sort of anxious question mark. Feeling much more confident about my place in the world and my ability to move through it. Oh, and my body feels really good. My back is feeling amazing. No twinges whatsoever. No overuse injuries. Feeling very strong. My calf twinged a tiny bit. I slowed it down for 10 minutes and then it went away. So I think my body is, yeah, still adapting really well. I did my 20 miles today and I didn't even have to pull out a headlamp. It's still, gosh, it's like, yeah, it's past 8:30 p.m. and there's still enough light to see.